Okay. All right. As what I've mentioned earlier, today we will be focusing on three main parts for our Form 2 first term seminar. All right, the first term seminar exams. So for the very first one, it's going to be our word map, where we will be teaching a series of words that is related to the theme that we want to talk about today. And the theme that we were talking about today is actually about the people and culture, rest and relax portion. All right. So one is our word vocabulary learnings. Another one is going to be short communicative message part, our paper 2 part 1, where we need to reply to others people's message or like email in order to tell them about some of the opinions or sharings. Okay, but for today we will be doing on something that is quite rare, which is a postcard format. Right. And the very last one is paper one answering technique. Well, paper one got 5 sections. So I don't think I'm able to go through all one by one. What I'm going to do is I will bring you through all 5 sections. And for one part, all right, one particular part, we will be doing it in the class, and we'll be discussing that. Other than that, all right, the others you can do it yourself first. And if there's anything, you may access to the Google Drive that has been shared in the TTC website link. All right, then you can just cross-check your answers once you've done your revision together lah. Okay. So that's our plan. Without any further ado, just for you to have a very quick overview for your PT3 exam, what is your exam syllabus or the scope look like? Okay, so total there will be 4 papers that you need to go through, and for today we will be focusing only on the reading and the writing part. Okay, for reading part, there, as what I've mentioned earlier, we have 5 sections. So we have multiple choice questions. We have our error corrections, where they will usually have a passage and they bolded one of the words and ask you to correct it. Whether is it tense that is wrong, tense form wrong, or is it the singular or plural wrong and the other grammar knowledge now. All right. Like what we have done in our class earlier, we have our information transfer. Okay. Then we have short answers. So later when I bring you through, I will show you what's the difference between information transfer and short answers, and why, like what I've taught in the class yesterday. All right, it is something that the student will always confuse and lose mark at. And what is the tips and tricks that you need to take note of. All right, and the very last one is our gap text, where there's a one essay. All right, there's an essay and they will extract one sentence from each paragraph, and you need to do like puzzle pieces. All right, put it back and see which one flows better. Okay, so that's for our paper 1. Meanwhile, for our writing portion, right, we will have our short communicative message and guided writing, just 2 sections. So total, there's only 1 hour for your paper 2. Hence, I always tell you all, do not spend so much time on your short communicative message. Hence, it's really important for you to get familiarized with all the techniques, all right, and also the framework, so you can immediately, once you analyze the questions, you know how to do it, then you can move on to your guided writing. Because guided writing usually will need you to spend more time to brainstorm on the points, depending on what kind of questions. Is it a factual essay questions, like things like, part-time job among teenagers, or is it something that is slightly like a descriptive essay where you need to write a trip to some place, like what we have mentioned earlier yesterday, cultural attractions, yada yada. Okay, so this is something that I'll bring you through later. All right. Speaking and listening, we will not do it today, right? I would suggest you to go online and look at some of the speaking practices, all right, that is from other teacher from YouTube or whatnot, because I believe this one, for now, as of for now, if you have a really great foundation for your reading and your writing part, it's not going to be very hard for your speaking. Whereas in class, I usually will also ask you all to read through some of the passage, so through that I can also help you to maybe rectify some of the pronunciations or yada yada that is actually related to speaking. Okay, but just to tell you also, for speaking test, that there will be 3 sections. All right, interview will only be in for individual. All right, there a storytelling portion, and then there will be a discussion with like in a group manner. All right, and the very last one, listening test, is usually the teacher will actually play you an audio clip, and through the audio clip you will either listen to a dialogue, all right, among two between two people, right? And then you will need to answer the multiple choice questions, sequencing, all right, monologue, dialogue, all these sections from the things that you have listened. All right, but these two we will not cover today, only focus on writing and our reading portion. All right, moving on, before I dive right into our vocabulary portion, I would also like to quickly tell you that for the very basic one, we at least need to reach for A2 CIFL level for our Form 2 students. Okay, what is A2 CIFL level? You need to have simple sentence structure in your essay, okay, which is without any linkers and connectors. Okay, you will need to use present tense manner, able to master the present tense of writing. You, if possible, write some modal verbs like can, cannot, things like that. All right. You most of the time, if you are a A2 middle level students, you will need to demonstrate some common adjective in front of a noun like smart student. Okay. Diligent, hardworking, Chihan, things like that. Okay, so very common adjectives. Whereas for demonstrative adjective as well, just to show things like that. So all this has been conducted in the class. I will not go in very detailed manner today, just to let you know, because later the most focused one will be the B1, as we will need to achieve or aim for a higher level. Right. Meanwhile, for the next portion, for the simple adverb of place, manner, and time, you also need to be able to demonstrate it out. Use very or really in your exam. And the very last one, sentence connective, such as then, next, some of the connective phrases or word that you need to use so that you can show the flow of essay. So this is for A2 level. But for you, I always ask you all to aim higher so that you can achieve somewhere around there, also higher marks. All right. For us, we always focus in class to achieve B1 standard of writing. So from the framework till the discussion point that we have talked about all this while, it's actually based on B1 level, where we will need to use compound sentence, all right, by using the fanboys and ISO or what, right, for and not, but, or yet, so, if, since, as, when, although, while, after, before, until, because. I always ask you all to use all these words to combine the sentence to make it a lengthier sentence, all right, with two ideas. All right, if possible, I also ask you all to do complex sentence where you need to use time phrase, time clause, after that, all right, during the time, things like that. Reason clause, okay, I think you should, because. Noun clause. So all this we have already I would say I didn't point all this out, but through our normal classes, all right, we have already done all that. All right. Next one, we also need to demonstrate present tense, past tense, and future tense. Okay, advanced modal verbs like ought to, can, could, might, perhaps. So all these words. All right, correct order of adjective, comparative, biggest. All right, the best, superlative, all these irregular adjective. If possible, we need to demonstrate. Adverbial phrases. All right. Quite, so, a bit, adverbs to indicate sequence, first, finally, substitute, I think so, I hope so, spoken discourse, this one is like right, well, okay, so all this is more informal. I've already put into our informal writing, such as like our short communicative message lah, okay, so don't worry, you don't have to like a bit concerned, teacher, I don't know, right, don't worry, if you are able to follow our normal class, you should be able to master or achieve at least B1 CIFL level. But of course, if you did not follow framework or the terms or the phrases that we have learned in the class normally, to answer to your SM questions, then you will need to be really careful. Do not just fall into the A2 level, because that one is just the very average level. We are achieving, trying to achieve B1 levels. Okay, so that's all for schema of our scope of exams. So now, without any further ado, let's move on to your page 2, and we will be learning a series of words. There will be a total of 9 words that is useful for you whenever you saw any essay that is related to going to have a rest, take a break, to feel relaxed, things like that. All right, so let's go to your page 2, and I'll start right away. I'll start right away. So, first thing first, Okay, we start with our rest word first, where we have R-E-S-T. Okay, so all these with the initial letter, I will actually help you to connect to another word so that we can branch out, and you can just by memorizing rest and relax, you'll know what are the words that you need to use for this team. Okay, so the first one here, let me quickly show you. All right, if you want to talk about to get back your strength and energy by resting for a period of time, you can actually use this term of, all right, recharge. Okay, what happened to my words? One moment here. Recharge batteries. But of course, this is in a more, I would say, idiomatic kind of expression. Of course, I'm not here to ask you to charge your battery, okay? This battery is actually about your energy. So if you say that it is a trip that is able to help you to recharge your batteries, of course, it's not the battery that we use in our remote control, that kind of stuff. All right, this battery is actually your energy level. You can take a break from all the academic performances, and then you can just relax, and then you just gain back your energy, gain back your strength. Okay, recharge battery. Right. For the next one, moving on to the next one, we have our E. If you want to talk about eat, food, okay, then you can use eat. All right. Or you can use consumed, things like that. But if you want to talk about, wow, that person really can eat, all right, and it's always able to eat a lot of food. All right, you can use this very idiomatic kind of expression to talk about, wow, he eat. All right, he eat like a horse. All right, he eats like a horse. Okay, moving on to the next one, the est here. If you want to talk about a holiday that you take at home or near your home, not traveling to another place, meaning that it's not like a trip where you will need to visit a lot of different attractions, take picture, and then hang out outdoor. But instead, you stay in an indoor place where only staying at your home, or you go to rent an Airbnb and then just stay within that building, all right, and then you do everything inside that one. Other than us calling it a vacation, you can say it's a staycation. All right, it's a staycation. Okay, staycation. Moving on to the fourth one here. All right, if you want to talk about to see all the special attractions of a town, you go walk, see, you do sightseeing. Other than using the word of sightseeing, you can also choose to use this word to take in a few sites of, all right, to take in a few sites. So to take in few sites mean you go and look around. Okay, you're gonna have a look. All right, so this is for the very first set of your rest word that you can branch out to recharge batteries. It's like a horse, staycation, take in a few sites, and this is very suitable for you to use for your essay writing regarding to trip, traveling abroad, traveling within the local cultural attractions, yada yada. All right, so as of now, any questions? If there is no question, give me a hands, all right, or a thumbs up, or a love. If you have questions, ask now. All good. Okay, so now we move on to the next one. All right, so for the next set, we have our relax. Okay, we have our relax. So this one is actually quite rare, but I think in the future, when you want to write something that is related to doing a kind act, you go orphanage and then you're going to help people, you can say rally around. Okay, rally around. So if you use the word rally around, it means that you try to go and help or support someone. Okay, help them in terms of giving them maybe some things in some support in monetary form, or like gifting, or just simply whenever you go there and you support them by helping them to clean up the places or things like that. So rally around. Don't worry, all these words I'll give you the sample sentences, all right, so that you understand how to use them, and in the future try to apply them in your essay. Okay, so all this is based on our CIFO level, higher levels words and it can help you to improve your grammar mark if you use it appropriately lah. Okay, moving on to the next one, we have our E here. If you want to talk about to avoid an unpleasant or boring life, then you go and do thinking stuff, reading, or do more exciting activities. You are trying to escape. Okay, you are trying to, escape from the reality. All right. So I have to admit that sometimes the real life is just boring, okay? For students like you will need to attend to the class, all right? For a long hour after the class, you need to go for a tuition. After tuition, you need to go for extracurricular. Then by this weekend, you need to come to join the seminar class, okay? So this is like something that is your routine and you need to keep on repeat again. Sometimes you might feel it's a bit sad, boring, unpleasant. Okay, but of course, don't put words into my mouth. All right, I'm just not saying that. Then don't read don't study not that It's just that sometimes you need to take a break. Okay, and you do something that is more exciting in your life so that it can help you to regain or replenish your energy, to recharge your battery, like what the words that we have learned above. Right? You need to somehow escape from the reality. But how can you do it? By having a very good habits. Okay, and within your routine, maybe you go for 1 hour exercise per day, all right, or 3 days in a week. Okay, or you can escape from the reality for a moment by reading books. Okay, if you like to read, then that's good. Okay, for example, if you read the Harry Potter books, then you can able to immerse in the books world, the world of magic, and just escape a little bit from the reality and replenish, all right, regain your battery. Okay, so this is the word escape from reality. I believe we already used this word in our previous essay writing where we talk about we went on a trip to escape from the reality and get to be relaxed for a moment. All right, so this is for our escape from reality. Then we move on to the seventh one, all right, L. So if you want to talk about to be in a situation where you cannot speak, okay, or you can't speak due to shocked, surprise, or full of admiration. All right, it starts from lose. All right. Chihan, do you have any idea what this will be? Do you want to take a wild guess or do you know it? If you know it, please write it down. Let's do a bit of brain exercise other than just me keep on telling you what is the word. What do you think? You cannot speak. You're shocked, you're surprised, you're full of admiration, then you suddenly cannot speak. You're lost what? You lost what? Lose control? No. Lose control means you cannot control a situation. But here, specifically, we talk about cannot speak. I give you one more words already. I give you one hint of the last word. So lost for, start with a W. Cannot, need help? All right, the answer is lost for words, okay? Lost for words because you can't find what kind of words that you need to tell out, all right, verbally speak out because you are shocked, you are surprised, you are full of admiration. Like, okay, your emotion is overwhelming you, so you all of a sudden temporarily you can't speak. Okay, so this is lost for words. We move on to our 8 words, all right. If you want to talk about you try to give a piece of advice or opinion or information to someone secretly, okay, not like me, I'm trying to give you information in a very public manner. I talk very loudly, all right. You say that very secretly, you can use this word, all right. Word, okay, in your ear. So you try to say 悄悄话, all right, 耳语 to someone, okay, speak here, so you can speak in a very soft, secret manner, Okay, a word in your ear. So it can either be you trying to describe that you try to tell someone in a very secret manner, or you can try to say that it's in a more intimate manner, like you give your personal opinion or advice. So this is quite useful for you to use in your short communicative message where you write to your friend, your best friend, when you're trying to give opinion, but not like those factual essay kind of like very neutral, proper, formal opinion. You try to give like a words from your heart. You can also use this a word in your ear. Okay, I try to give you my personal opinion. Yeah, you can use this a word in your ear. Okay, and the very last one here, turn, 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 turn. I hope that you have the X factor. Okay, this word is called X factor. All right, X factor. So it is actually a quality that you cannot describe, but makes someone very special. Okay. So if one day I tell you in class, Chihan, you have the X factor. It means that I think that you are special, but I don't know what is so special about you. I can't identify yet. Okay. So X factor most of the time is a word of praise where they talk about you have a special talent or you have a special ability that makes you feel makes you very unique, a very unique person. Okay. So this is the all 9 words that we need to use or we will be learning today for today's lesson. All right. For the upcoming sessions, I will be showing you the demonstration of the sample sentences of using this so that you can get an idea how can you use it. And for our short communicative message writing later, I will also try to demonstrate to you so that you can really see how can you apply them in exam-based question. Okay, so I'm not just simply telling you new words, I'm telling you what are the words that you can utilize in your exam and help you to improve your exam marks. Okay, meanwhile, just in case, all right, for all these are recharge battery, eat like a horse, staycation, tick in a field site, rally around, escape from reality, lose forward, and will all be sticking together. Okay, however, for this a word in your ear and also X factor in the middle here there is one space. Okay, you have to space off a word in your ear, X factor. Okay, so far so good. Any questions? If there's no question, give me some response by giving me some emoji, or you can also type it up in the chat box then. If you have question, let me know. Nope, Gucci good. Okay, so now let's move on to the next part. All right, as promised, I will need to show you how can you use them. All right, so here you will need to just complete the incomplete sentence that I put here by using the words. Again, what we're going to learn today is about rest and relax. So by looking at the flow of this initial letter, R-E-S-T, R-E-L-A-X, we will go through each of the sample sentence one by one. All right, so the very first one, after a long week of school, I like to relax at home too. Okay, two, this is recharge my batteries. Okay, recharge my batteries for the week and for the week ahead. Okay, for the week ahead. So every weekend is gonna be your rest day because you would like to recharge your battery a bit. So most of the time, for your weekend, you can do something that is outside your academic performance a bit lah. Maybe go do some sports, maybe do something that's related to your hobby, play some games, things like that. All right, next one. After his soccer practice, Junhong always comes home and, all right, this one, write it down. We need to write the E. Okay, after soccer practice means it's a very it's a sport activity that will help you to burn a lot of your calories, use up a lot of energy. So you might be hungry after the exercise. So Junhong always come home and use this, the word that we have learned earlier, eats like a horse. Okay, eats like a horse. It's like a horse. Devouring. All right, so devouring is another good word for eating. Devouring everything. in the fridge. Okay, devouring everything in the fridge. All right, of course, this is in a very dramatic kind of expression. I don't think you are able to eat everything in the fridge because most of the time your fridge is going to be a lot of things stuffed. All right, got a lot of food that is uncooked, things like that. But of course, this is just for dramatic expression where you want to talk about Junhoon can eat a lot after his exercise because he's very hungry. Okay, moving on to the next one with limited vacation time. Now is the word for S. All right, we talk about staycation. So with limited vacation time, write it down. Okay, a staycation. A staycation at a nearby beach resort was just what we needed. Okay, to relax and unwind. So unwind here again is talking about relax. All right, you can use this word to pair it up with relax so that we know that you are saying that you want the total relaxation, enjoyment, feeling very relaxed, all right, restful. Okay, a staycation. All right, so now we move on to the very last word for the set of word from the T, all right, the rest, all right, the T. So during our trip to Kedah, we make sure to, okay, the T that we have learned earlier is about our take in a few sites, right? Means you go for a few spots and you're going to visit, all right, all the different attractions. So during our trip to Kedah, we made sure to break it down, take in a few sites. All right, here you can give some example, like the Langkawi Eagle Square. Go there and take some picture. All right, and the Kilimanjaro Park. All right. Why Kilimanjaro? What's this? My autocorrect. Try to change things again. Kilim. Okay, Kilimanjaro Park. So all these example of destination has also been taught in the previous classes. All right, if you still remember about the Kedah visitation one, we have a lot of like different place that can see nature view and also buy things that is cultural one. Okay. Moving on to the next one, we have the fifth one. Now we move on to our new set of words for the month, or at least for this seminar. Okay, so relax. So R, after the incident, her friend decided to what? Okay, write it down. So, oopsie, what happened to the words? Okay, let me zoom in again. So after the incident, her friend decided to rally around her. Write it down. All right. Rally around her means try to support her. Rally around her. Providing support and assistance in any way, any way, space out, any way they could. Okay, any way they could. All right. So just to stop for a while and check in with your progression. So far so good. Any questions? Any words in particular that you would like for a further explanation? All good. Okay, cool. So now let me just pull down a bit. Moving on to the next one, question number 6. Reading a good book allows me to do what, all right? Of course, we talk about escape from the reality just now. We will need to use it in this sentence. So reading a good book allows me to escape from reality, all right? And immerse, okay? And immerse myself in a different world. All right. Depends on what kind of book, what kind of genre of the book that you have read. All right, if it's Harry Potter, like what I've mentioned earlier, okay, you immerse yourself in a magical world. If you are reading, I don't know, Goosebump, do you know that? Do you know the Goosebump book? Okay, it's actually a horror story. Then you will immerse in a world full of monster. Okay, so this is based on what book, what kind of book that you are reading lah. Okay, moving on to our seventh, all right, the seventh word, all right, the seventh sample sentence. So when I surprised my mom with a heartfelt gift during Mother's Day, have you did this? All right, her eyes were brimmed with tears. So brimmed means fill up. All right, brimmed means fill up. Almost want to drop already, but still filled. Okay, brimmed with tears. And what's the next step? Let's write it down. All right, so brimmed with tears. And she was completely lost for words. Right there, 7. Japan. Completely lost for words. All right, cannot talk because she's surprised. And also she's really, really emotional that she's very touched by the heartfelt gift. Okay, so this is how you should use this in a sentence manner. We move on to the second last one. So before the singing competition, my music teacher. All right, write it down. Before the singing competition, my music teacher, this is had a word in my ear. All right, try to tell her something secretly or personally. Emotional damage, what do you mean? So during your version of Mother's Day, all right, you emotional damage your mama, huh? Okay, so my music teacher, this one is had a word in my ear. All right, had a word in my ear. This is to remind me of the important points to take note while performing on stage. Okay? Seriously, Chihang, you emotional damage your mom during the Mother's Day, or did you give really touching gift? No, no what? No emotional damage or no heartfelt gift for your mom. Hmm? Did you express your gratitude or your gratefulness of having a really good mom? No? What? Then you should do it for Father's Day. Okay? You will need to express your gratitude to your parents because never why. Hey, but they actually give you or supports you all this while, all right, bring you out. I mean, I don't want to say things that is very shallow, like bring you out for a shopping, eat food, and then traveling. But all this, all right, it's like they actually spend a lot of time and efforts to educate you, right? To feed you, right? To raise you up. How can you do this? Think about it. Otherwise, I'm gonna tell your brother, ask your brother to do something more heartfelt. Okay. Okay, next one, the very last one here. So Hannah's charisma and stage presence. So charisma is like feeling that she's very unique. Okay, she have a very good aura that is very attractive. So Hannah's charisma and stage presence give her that X factor. Okay, write it down. So this is about our X factor, the very last words. So we have X factor, give her that unique factor that sets her apart from other performers. Okay, so among all the jalan, all the other participants, okay, she stands out because she is very charismatic. All right, with charisma. Okay, so if you have done until here, this cat just want to tell you good job. All right, during a weekend, and you have done really nice. So have you done it? Any questions? Let me know. All good? All right. Is my pace too fast and you are not able to finish off the anything that you have done above? So confirm everything has been copied down. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, spot check time. So I'm just gonna stop here. I want you to read out. All right. I want you to read out the third sentence that we have formed together just now. Unmute yourself and read it out for me. Let's go. Why spot check time? I just want to confirm because you didn't open your camera. I can't see whether you copy or not. All right, so I just want to ensure that you have covered everything. So can you read out the third questions, the third sentence that we have formed together by using the word of staycation? You said it to me. Why you don't want to unmute? Is it not able to unmute because it's very noisy or what? Never. But you are able to respond to me in the class, but during online class you don't want to do it. Huh? Why? Online is online. Wow. Got difference one day? You are still my students. I'm still your teacher. I'm still here sharing with you information. Okay, then you send me picture. Then you send me picture. Okay. Anyways, so right now we will need to get into a fact sheet. I just want to quickly explain with you again, give you extra information on what are the places that you can go. So previously in the class, we have already went to, we went Penang, we went Kelantan, we've been to Kedah. Previously, we've been to Chichangkai, all right, the KL part, the half-day trip. All right, so today, all right, I would like to share with you extra information again in this seminar so that you have more information if you want to write on a trip. All right. So trip related topic can be shared. All right. Can be coming out from your for your short communicative message or your guided writing. So why I'm trying to give you more and more places just in case you have no time to go to visit yourself in person, or perhaps your father or mother, your parents have brought you there, but you forgot about everything, the details, the itinerary. Here you got the information. Okay, I received your message already. And we have a book. Good job and good handwriting. Okay, continue. Okay, so today we will be going to Terengganu, all right? Have you been to Terengganu and are you feeling as lovely as the cat? Have you been to Terengganu and do you like it? No? You mean you haven't been there or you don't like the place? Which one? Never been there? Okay. So I believed all these places, if it's like so, I believe all these places you haven't been before, but don't worry, okay? Maybe after this class you may have a bit of the interest to go there, then next time you can visit yourself. All right. So first thing first, Terengganu is a place with east coast, all right, at east coast of the Peninsula Malaysia, facing the South China Sea. So there's a lot of what is that called? There's a lot of place that is able to have a beach view, and it's all about the nature part. And Terengganu is also slightly, in terms of population wise, the Malays there is slightly more, I would say populated. So there's a lot of also Malay related cultures, stuff is or dishes that is famous there. Okay, so the first part, if you want to go and have a look at something that is more architectural, all right, you can try to go and see the crystal malls where it is actually a shining jewel on the river. Why? Because they actually use a lot of reflective kind of material to build these malls, and it's really, really pretty, all right, through the sun, all right, sun rays shining on it. It will be very reflective, just like crystal balls. Okay, and I saw a lot of people in the Instagram time try to take pictures at the Crystal Mosque. It's really, really nice. Okay. But of course, for us, definitely, maybe you would not want to go into that part because it's a very religious related place. But through outside also, you can just take a quick stroll around it now. And around it, right, around this mosque, there's also a lot of different other places that is suitable for taking picture. Okay, so yeah, it is made out of steel and glass, and the design style is very Moorish and Gothic, and it's really nice. Okay, moving on, you may also go to the Pantai Teluk Magnik called Monica Bay, and you can have a look and observe, all right, about the habitat for turtle because it is actually there's actually a turtle sanctuary there. All right, so first thing first, of course, it offers a unique educational experience for visitors to learn about the conservation effort for the turtles. But not every time you go, you can see. Okay, it depends on your luck as well. It's just that from what I know, there will be a certain period of the time, certain seasons, the turtle will come to this pantai, this beach, and lay egg there. All right, so you can just go there and really have a first-hand experience. All right, to watch turtle lay eggs. All right, this kind of thing with your naked eyes. Okay, yeah. Next one also, other than just a popular spot for the turtle to lay eggs, it's actually also peaceful beach. You can go and enjoy a very scenic view, unwind yourself there, have a quick picnic. All right, look at the sea, things like that. Okay, so one is more cultural, and this one is more like the nature view. All right, and for the very last one here, of course, we go for any visitations, we go for any trips. Something that we will do is, of course, shopping. So if you would like to shop for something that is more cultural, and if you wanted to do it yourself as well, there is one place called Nur Alpha Complex. Okay, and it is actually the largest batik producer in Malaysia. So if you go there, you can see the demonstration of hand-drawn batik painting. All right, and also glass sculpturing. They will burn the glass, they will melt them into a very high temperature, and they will just sculpture things. All right, and you can also have a hands-on experience of making your own batik art pieces like this. Okay, so all this is those visitors do it themselves. It's very colorful, you will enjoy. And because batik creation is something that is with wax color, if I'm not mistaken, like coloring and wax, so it's really playful and really fun. Your wow means you are interested in, is it? It's very, very fun. I've been trying to do it once in my life, but of course it's not at Terengganu. I think it's some place at PJ, but I don't think the place is there. I'm interested. What do you mean? Okay, it's very fun. Okay, so you can create your own batik art piece. You can become your own artist. Okay, aspiring artist. Other than that, okay, you can also shop a variety of sarong, fabrics, kaftan souvenirs there. So kaftan is actually those knitted basket or that. So all art and craftsy stuff is there. Okay, so this is if you go to Terengganu, you can visit all these places with different purpose. All right, so after we talk about where to go, let's talk about what to eat. All right, what to eat. So this is something that I personally felt really nice because all this while when we are eating at PJ's, Selangor, Kota Kemuning, all right, all these KL, Selangor area, the Klang Valley area, what we eat will always be char kway teow, I don't know, like mee hoon soup, things like that. But if you go to Terengganu, not that they do not have all these quote unquote normal food, it's just that they will also have something that is quite unique, all right, for that particular state itself. So I did a research and I think all this is quite delicious. Okay, so first thing first is the laksam. Laksam is actually a noodle dish where the meat the rice fermented. Okay, it's made out of rice fermented kind of like liquid, all right, the chewy goodness, and they roll it into a sausage shaped, then slice it. So it's similar to laksa putih, all right. There is food with fish, okay, infused with coconut sauce, things like that. Okay, it's a bit like our chi fan, okay, but Malay version and with those coconut sauce santan, all right, version. Next one, we have sata here. So sata is similar to satay, so it's like also like that, okay? However, this one is a fermented fish. It is made from fish, chili, and herbs, okay? Wrapped in pyramid-shaped banana leaf, then it is going to it's being grilled to perfection, all right? And most of the time, they will actually eat it as a complement with other dishes that go with rice. Otherwise, if you just want a quick snack, you can also eat this sata lah. Okay, and the very last one here, we got ketupat sotong. So if you notice, all the very, I would say, staple or typical signature dish for the Terengganu is mostly made out of like seafoods, because it's East Coast, all right, East Coast, and there are a lot of they're just nearby the sea lah. Okay, nearby the beach side, the coastal area. All right, so for ketupat sotong, it's a Terengganu original, taste like a combination of savory and sweet. Okay, so it's a bit salty, it's a bit sweet. It is made out of a steamed chewy squid stuffed with spongy glutinous rice. So in the ketupat sotong, they put in stuffed rice, and then they will also cook it with coconut whip sauce. So they like a lot of things with santan. So it's very aromatic and it's very chewy lah. Okay, so while you're eating the sotong, you can also eat rice inside. So all this is quite unique. I don't think in Klang Valley area you are able to find these kind of dishes. I may be wrong. I haven't seen this in here. All right, but when you go to Terengganu, you can go and explore all these different, very different culture, very different dishes. Okay, so this is just a very quick bring through on the different informations that is related to Terengganu lah. All right, so now without any further ado, because we need to write a short communicative message later on, I've also put in a short communicative message question here. But before that, we have a block here. So in your textbook, there is also a blocked writing that has been shown. So I'm just trying to extract this out, right? Extract it, this format from the textbook to show you if you were to write a blog, how can you write it? Okay, firstly, you will need a date, and then you need a title. Then you need to write it like as if it is your diary. You can talk about the flow from those second day, then what you have done, what do you feel, where you are going, things like that. Okay, so this one is just for you to have a self-read material, and inside there's a lot of points that I have been leveraging and created based on what we have learned here from the fact sheets here. Okay, but today we are not looking for that. We will need to go to our right hand side to talk about the exam question. Okay, exam question. So just a very quick one, a quick recap on what are the techniques that you need to learn for your essay writing. So paper 2, all right, like what I've mentioned yesterday, paper 2, 2 steps. Okay, 2 steps. The first step is to analyze, and to analyze your question, you will need to use WTF. And what is the WTF here? It is your who, topic, and format. All right. The second steps that you need to do is to organize your point. All right. And how can you organize your point? This is related to your framework. And for framework for your short communicative message, yeah, you will need to use ET, okay, 3PE, HA, ET, 3PE, HA. Okay, for ET3PEHA, we can write emotional phrases, not emotional damage. Okay, we can write topic for the opening part. Then after that, okay, we will have our 3 pointers, which is your ideas. We will need to have supportive sentence, all right, which is our elaboration. No. Okay, and the very last one here, we have our hoped and action. Okay, do not worry, later when we write it in the full manner, you will be able to go through all this. Okay, so just a quick one, Jihan. Once you have copied all this down, please let me know what is the WTF for these particular questions. All right, I do not want you to give me the answer of who topic format. I want you to give me the answer is which is that based on this question, what is the who is the who? All right, for your short communicative message, there will be two who are. All right, your sender and receiver. Okay, who is the what's the topic, and the last one, what's the format? Why you? Because I want you to I want to ensure that you are ready before your exam is here. Okay, and I don't think I've asked you yesterday, so today is you. Let me know what's the WTF here. You and Zura. Okay, which one is sender? Which one is receiver? Make it more detailed. Good one. I mean, you spot it, all right, but I want it in a more accurate manner. Who's sender? Who's receiver? Very good. Very good. Okay. Why I intentionally ask this is because there's a lot of students will confuse that sender is actually Zura because Zura send message. No, you need to read it or try to understand this based on your perspective. Because Zura send you message, so you need to send them back, send him back. All right. And hence you will be the sender because you need to write and then you send. Where else, because Zura sent you a message and is waiting for your response, hope to hear you soon. So he will need to receive, okay? He will need to receive your, what's it called? Your message. So he will eventually become the receiver. Okay, good one. So your friend Zura, hi, is you. If there is a name written here, hi Mike, then the W will be Mike and Zura, where Mike become the sender, then Zura become the receiver. Okay, good one. So here we got our W1 sender. In this context, it's going to be you, your name, and for the your friend Zura here is your W2 receiver. Good one. Okay, so W done. What about the topic of this essay? For topic, you're no longer able to write a message, write an email here, right? Write an essay here. You're no longer able to do it, okay? Because that one is how we usually try to find the topic based on our guided writing questions. Okay, but this one, yes, about the trip. What trip? Where trip? Do I go Japan? Okay, be very, very specific. So it was about the trip to Terengganu, and Zura want you to share the trip. Okay, share the trip of Terengganu. So very good. So the trip to Terengganu is your topic. All right. What about the very last one? Okay, this is the unique one where to Tokyo. Okay, for our format is this. Write a postcard. Okay. So tell me, Jihan, in your at your school, did you did any essay writing that is related to postcard? Never. Do you still remember that we have done postcard before in our class? Unsure? Okay, it's okay. I just want to confirm because I want to ensure or just check whether I need to explain it in a detailed manner or how. Okay, so postcard is just like the other short communicative message. you will need to have the default. Okay, what is the default? Default is actually our salutation, where you talk about the hi XX, your friend's name. Okay, you will also need to have, all right, your sign off. The sign off here is like regards, or you can use your friend, then you XX the sender's name. All right, but other than the default, postcard got another unique format, that is to write the to the receiver's name, and also to write after the receiver's name, below it you will need to write the residential address of the receiver. Okay, so it's not the email address, but real house address. Okay, but of course, I mean the real house address here that I've mentioning is not real house lah. You can just write, I don't know, like number 11, okay, Jalan TTC, Pusat Bandar Raya, okay, KL postcode. But the format have to be there. Okay, format have to be there. So this is for your postcard, your format. I think I'll do it like this. So the most important one, the two receivers' name and also the residential address. Okay. So this is the whole thing. And also don't forget, we will need to look at, all right, after we're done with WTF, we have to look at the 3PE HA, right? The ET3PE HA, our framework. So the most important thing, of course, we need to see what is the points, right? So that we know how can we answer to them. Other than telling them the trip, share the trip, okay? They want in specific manner, nice places and the good food. All right, nice places and the good food. And if this is important for you, please take note also, this is actually a family trip for Zura. It's not just Zura with friend, Zura with family. Okay, so if you have done this page, all right, try to list down stuff already. You may raise hand and let me know so that we can move on to the next part. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. All right. Otherwise, after 10 seconds, we're going to move on. Oh, all good? Okay, nice. I don't have to wait the 10 seconds. So here we are. All right. So this is how usually a postcard question will be like. It's rare, but there's a potential where your exam might also come up with this lah. Okay, so for postcard wise, it's no longer like the email where there is a box here, the to from subject. In fact, most of the time it's at the right hand side where you saw a stamp, and below the stamp there is some space for you to write the to and also the from. Sorry, to and also the residential address. Okay, the house address. So before we do anything else, let's try to write this first because this is the format. We try to follow the format first. Okay, so to who? To Zura. But this is for you to send it out, all right, physically. So if you want to write to Zura, you will also need to be very careful. Why? Because if you want to write it to Zura, you will also need to know Zura's real name, okay, or Zura's slightly fuller name. Otherwise, all right, the post laju may not be able to deliver. So name-wise, not only just Zura, try to give him give her a surname as well lah. Okay, so let me quickly write it out for you. Okay, so this one, I'll put in red because this is part of the format. Let's write to, okay, to Zura. I'll give a full name, Zura Zakaria. Okay, Zura Zakaria. Then after you write the name, below it, you can just directly write the address. All right, things like, I don't know, 8 Taman TTC. Okay. Pusat Bandar Raya. Okay, I change my Bandar Raya. Okay. Then we give a postcode simply 48710. Petaling Jaya. Petaling Jaya. Then the last one, Selangor Darul Ihsan. What Darul? Darul. Okay, so this is the full format for your postcard portion. Let me just put it up a bit like this. Okay. Hi, Daryl. Hi, my Daryl cannot be Daryl. Jabang. Daryl. Listen. Sound Japanese? Zakaria? I just simply, okay, Zura Zakaria. In the end, it's just a fake people. Okay, so this is how you do postcard. Red color because it's your format part. All right, so once we've done, we can do the usual thing, your salutation, your sign off, and then how we write the opening, the content, and the closing. Okay, so here if you've done raise hand, then I can just quickly move to the left-hand side. Then I will show you, all right, side by side with our writing wizards, okay, the framework of what we have done earlier, the ET3PEHA. I'll show you how can you write the points for this. Okay. Good one. So here, I'll just start from here. The very first one, of course, we need opening and introduction. So before I write, I will repeat once more on our format again, the framework again. So opening, we need the E stands for emotional phrases or emotional support kind of sentence. We will need to talk about our topic, because this is the opening. If you didn't talk about the topic, people wouldn't know what you're trying to say. And if you imagine you and your friends, every day you all talk about a lot of different topics. If you didn't really tell him or tell her which about what you are going to write later, perhaps she'll be like, what are you talking? Okay, there's so many things that we have talked about previously. What you're talking, what you're trying to reply to me. Okay, so emotional phrases, and then we have topic here. So after that, we will move on to our content part. All right. So for content part, we have what activity should we do? Okay, and also what food should we eat? Food to eat. So we need 3 pointers. Point number 1, elaboration number 1. Okay. Point number 2, elaboration number 2. And the very last one, point number 3, elaboration number 3. Okay. You have to remember your content parts, always you will need to write at least 3 content. Okay, 3 content. And the very last one here, we got our closing and conclusion, where closing is your H and A, your hope and action. Your hope and action. Okay. So what I'm thinking is that we write down things first, like for example, the emotional phrases is to reply him. So what Zura mentioned, how was your trip to Terengganu? So instead of telling him, I'm fine, thank you, and you, we try to write something that is also responding to this part of the message, but in a better word. Okay, later we will do it. Then we will have our topic. We need to talk about the Terengganu trip. Terengganu trip. Okay, then when it comes to the point number 1, point number 2, point number 3, since he wants to have nice places and good food, right? So this one is place number 1. This one is place number 2. The very last one is the good food place. Good food. Okay, of course, when we talk about the place, we will also support with the reason of why do you suggest this place later lah. Is it nice? Is it Insta-worthy? Things like that. Okay, then hope and action. Technically, these two can be memorized because most of the time it's being very versatile and it's suitable for a lot of different kind of short communicative message writing lah. Okay. So that's what we need to do. Let's dive right into writing. Okay, let's dive right into writing. So let me quickly, do not write this down. I'm just trying to make my paper white color so that it's easier for you to refer, right? Okay, so first thing first, we need to have the salutation first. So hi. Hi who? Since this one is to Zura, so hi Zura. Hi Zura. Okay, so we have to reply one by one. The first sentence in Zura's Zura's postcard message is that he said, how was your trip to Terengganu? So we have to reply them, all right? Okay, you can say things like, it was, the most basic one, you can say things like, it was interesting. Okay, it was interesting. Okay, but for me, I think we want to aim for B1 level. So instead of writing interesting, I'll suggest you to change it to write this. Okay, it was all fun and games. All fun and games means it's interesting. All right, it was all fun and games. So let me quickly do this. Instead of interesting, we go with all fun and games. Same, all right? It was all fun and games. And of course, we need to be very polite. So people ask you, how are you? We have to say, I'm fine, thank you, right? So this one also, you need to say thank you. So it was all fun and games. Thanks for asking. Okay? So this is your emotional phrase. Then we need to move on. For example, meanwhile, sorry, I think I forgot to space out a bit. Okay. Meanwhile, thanks for asking. Then we move on to our topic. So topic, we need to talk about the Terengganu trip. But before that, we need to have a guide of you are trying to have a phrase that is indicating that you are going to give advice first. So this one is a linkers or like the linkers connectors word kind of phrases. All right. You can say, let me share. All right. Or let me give you my, sorry, you know what? Let me share. Let me share with you, okay, my experience. All right, let me share with you my experience. And then we need to give the topic. So topic is going to be in green. So let me share with you my experience of the Terengganu trip. Okay, so in your first paragraph, emotion checked. Topic, Terengganu trip checked. We also did use one of the linkers phrase, the noun phrases that is adhering to our B1 level. Why? Because I keep on changing it. Sorry. I was thinking how's the best one for you. Promise not gonna change later. Okay, so far so good for your first part. Okay, then we move on to the next portion. Check with your teacher already or not. Do your teacher prefers you to write in one paragraph, or do your teacher prefer you to write in 3 paragraphs for this short communicative message part? Have you been asking this question to your school teacher? No? Okay, then if you follow my format, all right, if eventually your exam have this short communicative message, write in 1 paragraph. Okay? But for SPM level, both can be done. Just have to depends on your school teacher's preference, because she's going to be the one that is going to mark your exam paper. All right, so let me share with you my experience of the Terengganu trip. Then we have to move into the first point. What activity should we do? So we have to again use linkers and connectors. Since this is your trip, your experience, you can say, all right, on the first day. Okay, because your experience, so based on your experience, first day, second day, or what other places you go. So it depends on how you write. Okay, but as long as you will need to use some linkers or time phrases or things that can help you to lead to another points. All right, so on the first day, okay, this one is a trip that you and your family have been, so you can use the pronoun of we. So we went to, this is the first place, pantai, pantai Teluk Magnet. Okay, pantai Teluk Magnet, comma. All right, a turtle sanctuary. All right, sanctuary. No what? Oh, sorry. You were saying that no paragraph thing. Okay. Next one. So we went to Pantai Teluk Malik, a turtle sanctuary. Full stop. Okay. Then this is your point. We have to move on to your elaboration. Okay. So what have you done there? Why do you recommend her to go, or how do you share this? All right. So you can say it was. A once in a lifetime. Okay, it was a once in a lifetime experience. We use linkers as, okay, as we got to observe sea turtles up close. Okay. So if you notice, I'm trying to have a mixture of simple sentence and complex sentence, compound sentences. All right. So by using all these linkers, all right, all this prompter linker in between, we are able to achieve that. So this is for our first point. Our first place checked, our elaboration checked. Now let's move on to the second part. All right, to the second part. You continue. Okay. You can say, after that, we also visited the Crystal Mosque. All right, we also visited the Crystal Mosque that is popular, all right, for its unique exterior design. Because just now we talked about this mosque is made out of glass and steel, and it's all like very Moorish kind of manner, Gothic kind of design element, and it's very special. Okay, so this is your point. Then you can talk about what you've done there and what you can do there so that you can share your experience and see if it inspires Zura. Okay, so this one you can say, we took, okay, no, you know what? Sorry, add linkers and connector, since, okay, since it has a fascinating exterior, we took many pictures. We took many pictures. Oh, cherished and create cherish and record our memory, our moment spent there. Okay. Now we move on to the very last part. We talk about the good food. I like the sata. I will write the sata. Okay. Then you can say, not forgetting. The food in Terengganu was delectable. Delectable means delicious, yeah? So delectable. So good food. So I especially love sata. So again, sata is also your point for the good food. So sata. Then you elaborate a bit. A marinated fish dish, grilled over charcoal fire. And you can say things like, I think. All right, I think this may be the X factor. All right, this may be the X factor of its. All right. Fragrant aroma. It's very, there is more. No, that's all. Then we have to end. Okay. Do you have enough space to write down? I believe my line should be sufficient for you. Okay. So then we move on to the very last one. The hope and action. More than enough, right? I know, right? Okay. So this one, hope and action. Hope and action. You can say things like, I hope you like my sharing. Okay, I hope you like my sharing. So other than the normal bye, since you know that this Zura is going to have a trip at Terengganu soon also, you can say have fun. So this is your hope, and then the next one, have fun, is the action. All right, you hope that he will have this action. Okay, have fun. So am I done? Anything else that I missed off? Have I done anything that I've missed off? Okay, so you write it down first, then while you're writing, you read it, okay, and you see anything that I missed off that is related to our framework, okay? Then you let me know. Don't worry, I'll take your time. So once you've done, let me know. Any questions in regards to any particular word or not also can let me know. Meanwhile, I'll highlight the good words for you also. Done? Speed. Okay. So turtle century, once in a lifetime experience. All right. Unique. Fascinating exterior. Cherish. Delectable. Okay. X factor. Fragrant aroma. So this, all right, is the good lexicon that you can use to enhance your grammar. All right. So again, I repeat, for red color, it's my format, something that you must write while you are writing the short communicative message, short message that is for postcard. Okay. Inside all this orange one is actually based on emotion. All right. Or the points that you need. Point elaboration, point elaboration, point elaboration. Okay. Finally over. Okay. The purple color is your hope and action. Most of the time, you'll be able to use the similar one for a lot of different message lah. Okay. So like, is that all for this short communicative message? Or did I miss out anything? What do you mean by yes, please? Is that all? Of course, no. Am I asking in a serious question? You're gonna be deduct in the grammar in your format part. Hey, you forgot to sign off, eh? Hey, okay. Do not forget to write your friend. Then write your name. I'm gonna write Mike. Today I'm Mike. Okay. Hey, I know you do not want to write anymore, but please, all right, follow the format. Otherwise, all right, you're happy, you're going to end, and then you forgot about it. Ha. So this is a complete one. Careless mistakes. Okay, I always say that you have potential to get good marks, but you always careless mistakes. All right, so that's for this part. So far, so good. Any questions? No. Okay, cool. Then I quickly move on to our paper one part. Let me bring you through each section and just to give you some tips and tricks on what are the things that you need to take note of for each sections. Okay. Now you don't have to write anything. I'm just gonna bring you through the tips and tricks so that you understand. All right. Then if you have free time or when it's more approaching to your exam week, before that, all right, few weeks before that, please, all right, quickly do it. I think your exam is going to be at 26, is it? On 26 or 27 now, Okay. So just a quick one. All right. I did mention that for your paper one, there is actually 5 parts. All right. So a quick one, you can either write it down in a more simpler manner or just pay attention to the screen and pay attention to me and just understand. Part 1 is your multiple choice question part. All right. There's only 8 questions. All right, there's only 8 questions, but you will need to understand the material and try to use elimination method. Okay. Do not blindly feel like it's just confidently, all right, answer it, because I want you to go through every A, B, C, every answers and just see which one is the best answer. Okay, use elimination method, meaning that you will need to ditch out the most impossible one first, all right, and see which one have the most details that is adhering to the material that has been given, that is accurate one. Then you can choose that as the best answer. Because although it's just multiple choice question, there will be students that cannot answer this part, where they have careless mistakes, they did not look through the materials, and did not look through the keywords. Okay, so this is your MCQ part, multiple choice question part, your part 1. So that's all for this part. You may move on to your page 10 for part 2. Okay, I'm just roughly trying to explain to you. Part 2 is your error identification. Like what I've mentioned earlier, is usually a very short paragraph, and they actually bold or underlined some of the words here. So what you need to do is the very first one, all right, this is your error correction. So what you need to do is the very first one, try to identify whether is it a present tense or a past tense passage first, so that you know later on when you try to write down the answer, do you need to write in a present tense form or a past tense form. Secondly, look at the verb. All right, verb means is MR or is there any verb, and see whether is it singular or plural. Okay, so see whether is it singular or plural. Is it I, you, we, they, he, she, it? Or that pronouns is also something that you need to look into. Okay, the pronoun. Then only you look at the other grammar knowledge. Other grammar knowledge. Okay, so this is for your error correction. Right, don't worry, you can, I don't think you need to copy down, you just need to know what is the each of the part in your paper 1 and what are the things that you need to take note of. Okay, next one, we have our part 3. Part 3 is something that I've brought you yesterday. Okay, this is actually your information, all right, short form, information transfer. For your information transfer, you will need to know that your ultimate format is the no more than 3 words and or a number, meaning that you can with 1 word, you can with 2 words, you can with 3 words, you can with 3 words, 1 number. Okay, you can with 1 number, but you definitely cannot have like 4 words. Definitely cannot have 3 words, 2 number. Okay, so I just want to make it clear because a lot of students will confuse and also the or here, and or a number. So this is how you need to look into it. Okay, this is for that. So it's a passage, and then you need to write down the key things fill in. All right. Moving on, you have your part 4. So part 4 is short answer. So similar to information transfer where you need to find the answer from the passage as well. However, this one, instead of 3 words, is 5 words and or a number. Okay, 5 words and or a number. And the question structure is slightly different for this. 1, short answer is slightly longer in passage. 2, they will give you this kind of incomplete sentence. So punctuations matter. All right, punctuations matter. Do not simply write down something, okay, that is in the usual tense form and you try to write big capital letter, for example. Do not. Unless it's kata nama, unless it's specific one, specific noun, then yes, you can use. Like kota kemuning, your KK need to be big, for example. All right. And if it's at the end of your sentence, right? It's at the end. If there's no punctuation, like there's no full stop, you will need to write full stop, Okay, punctuations matter. Then also for short answers part, they will actually give you meaning, then you need to find 1 word. This one is always a word. Do not write more than 1 word. Okay? Or for safety, just read through all the questions. I realize there's a lot of students that do not read through the questions, then just simply blindly go and answer. Then of course you get wrongly because you did not follow the instructions. All right, of course teacher will not give you marks. Okay, so this is what you will need to look at. And the very last one here, this is your part 5. Okay, the very last part already, so bear with me for a little bit more. So part 5 here is your gap text. Okay, so what you need to take note for your gap text, you will need to look at the before and after sentence. Before and after sentence of the gap. Okay, meaning, for example, this one is the gap. You need to read the previous sentence and the after sentence. Although this is in second paragraph, you also need to read. And what are the things you need to identify? You need to see if there is any pronoun and antecedent. Okay, the noun, the kata nama and your kata ganti, is there any relation? The more the relation you have, the better, the more correct answer it is. All right, why do I say so? Because sometimes, all right, among the 8 questions, they will actually put among the 6 gap that you have in your exam or in your passage, they will actually try to give extra 2 more here and try to confuse you with the trap questions. So some of the trap questions might have the similar pronoun so that it can confuse you. But you will need to be very, very careful and try to read words by words and see, compare which one have more details, more antecedent and pronoun that is adhering to the previous or the after sentence. Like this, only the sentence can flow to another sentence smoothly. If it's flowing smoothly, then most likely this is the best answer for it. Okay? So that's all for today. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to raise to me. You know where to find me. This is my phone number. Or we will be continue doing more revision during the class. All right, during our normal class. All good. That's all. Bye-bye. Enjoy your weekend.